welcome to EBADay 2019 in Stockholm. I'm Hannah Wallace, and kindly joining me now in the TV studio is Paolo Spadafora, CEO and founder of Epiphany, and partner and advisor Joanne Moretti. Hello Paolo, hello Joanne, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
So the first question is coming to you, Joanne. If you could set the scene for us, what are the most essential steps to open banking?
Well, just before I talk about the steps, I want to tell you what we're seeing in the market, sort of our point of view on things, and that is that we're seeing an enormous amount of pressure on these banks in a number of directions. One is that there's new competitors coming on the scene that are leveraging technology to the nth degree, and they really know how to connect with customers and create experiences. And then that sets an expectation for end users. So end user expectations are going really up high based on all these really cool technology experiences that they're having. And the bars to entry are lowering every moment, and new technology players are coming on the scene. So based on that kind of pressure, up and down, we think that there's two key steps right now. Step number one is really all about getting compliant, right? And we call that just comply. And then step number two is pivoting. Get compliant and then pivot to value creation. Now, that's kind of my humble view of the world right now. Paolo has a much more technical lens. So I'm going to turn it over to Paolo to kind of elaborate on that. He's our CTO and CEO, so he'll elaborate a little bit.
So to set the scene, there are a few steps, as Joanne was saying. And I think the first one is anywhere in the world, we need the regulations, because the user has to feel secure. We need to protect the consumer, and this will increase the trust and the usage of these new products and services. The second is processes in banks need to change and allow faster collaboration, smoother, with the fintech and with this third party. And the third one is it's an old topic. It's the infrastructure. They need a better infrastructure which can respond to consumer needs in time, because this center is fast, like anything has to go faster, and time to market is an issue which is stopping.
It really is an issue. I mean, quite frankly, they need to on-ramp new applications and new use cases really quickly, right? Because consumers absorb technology and adopt technology faster than we can blink. So when they say they're going to do things, they've got to do them quickly, because otherwise they'll lose them. So we think, to summarize all of that, I think it's like comply and then pivot quickly to value creation.
So those are the pressures and the challenges, but let's talk a bit about the opportunities now. Are banks making the most of the opportunities, and how can they?
Well, that's a really interesting question, because we believe that the role of banks are going to change completely. We think that the banks could actually embrace all of these players to be part of their ecosystem, and to be almost like, if you look at the insurance business, right? In the insurance market, you have internal brokers and you have companies that have an external brokerage model. We think banks could shift to that possibility and really increase their revenue potential, because now that you've got a bunch of independents working for you, selling your products and services, your lending, your offerings. So we think that there's going to be a shift in the role of the bank, and that's a big opportunity.
An interesting thing is what's happening right now. It's clear we are in a sharing economy. Yes. So things are shifting. We talk about new product service. I just want to make some example, because otherwise people think about simple payment or send money to a friend or pay a bill. Things are going to converge. So any user experience will lead to a transaction of any kind. It can be credit, payments, whatever it will be, with maybe these new Bitcoin tokens. So, and with the new technology, with the cell phone, we extend and reach everything today. Like 20 years ago, we could not engage a factory in Australia doing something cool. Now we can. So it's becoming a circular economy, and the bank needs to embrace this and implement with the strategy and with the tools, because and this is good for the user. We see the benefits. So there are going to be like 200-300 APIs in the next 5 years, and we need to be able to sustain this for our own good, because in the end, everything we do at Epiphany is for the humans, to make our life better.
Right.
And right now there are lots of areas this is not working properly. So that's where is our mission, our commitment. Humans, better quality of life, and converge all of this technology, process, and strategy.
That's the epiphany that we had.
Yeah.
The epiphany that we're having at our company is that we're shifting from a product, feature, function economy to a experience economy. It's all about people. So we're moving from bank-centric banking, them telling us how to bank, go to this branch, use this online payment system, use this report, use this service, to us banking, how we want to bank. If we're on the beach and we want to rent a surfboard and the guy has a facial recognition payment app, right? I can go to the beach with no purse, no wallet, no anything, scans my face, does a transaction. That's ubiquitous banking. That's human banking, the way we live.
Well, you
I
said
personally used a great service here in Stockholm downtown.
Yeah?
With the riding app. So you just get a scooter and you go around. It's a beautiful
did
user
too.
experience, and I didn't even think about the payment or whatever is behind, right? You just use it. You are focused on where are we going tonight, the place or the place.
Yeah.
That's what is good about it.
some very good use cases there, and you certainly painted the picture for us. But how important is innovation and design to banking, but also speed and agility as an aspect of change?
Yeah, I'll talk about innovation and design. You want to talk about speed and agility? Yeah. Okay, so innovation and design, quite honestly, it has to become the DNA of the bank. We have to be designers. So just like Deloitte and McKinsey, they all went out and they acquired all these design firms, and they're going to hate that I'm saying this, but banks should acquire a design firm or create a design capability and have design DNA and take ideas and turn them into something real, right? I worked in an industrial design firm for a few years, and it was amazing to see someone's idea, like a little twinkle in their eye, turning into something physical, something real. And that was our design firm that helped us do that. So I think they need some of that to really, not innovate is easy. Ideas come a dime a dozen. Everybody has a good idea. It's how do you make it real? And I think the design firm or an internal design capability is the way to get there. So that has to be built. What about speed?
Before talking about speed, I will just add something which is more about the Epiphany culture. So what Joanne said, we invest a lot in training, coaching. We have a permanent, agile person in the team. We do design thinking workshop in San Francisco or wherever is good. So we believe to create a good product today is a complex recipe, and you can miss one ingredient. You need to have them all, otherwise you fail for one reason or the other. Right. So this is why we create good products. I can say I'm proud, and I have feedback. We have feedback from the market. About the speed, we said before, it's mandatory. Like, people don't wait anymore, especially the new generations. There is a new tool or something new, they don't wait a year. They go, whoever does first, they switch everything. Yeah. They are more focused than us and less traditional in terms of, trust. We are attached to things. They are attached to the value. So who is here the best with the value? That guy. Okay, so speed is important. And the way you address speed is with this process, which has to be also in banks. Joanne was saying about the innovation. We offer our solution. We have an innovation lab. We have like a sandbox. And this it's really triggering the speed and the time to market. We test ourselves, our technology. We build on top of our platform in 4 weeks a use case for a mobile instant payment. 4 weeks. This is the way to go. 4 weeks, you pivot, you test with your management. Is it good? Okay, pilot, then production. And starting always from the consumer feedback.
And that's just to add on to the speed, that's what our platform can do. It insulates the functional sort of code from all the integration, from all the security, from all the microservices, everything that needs to join open banking and core banking together. The developer's completely insulated from that. So that means speed and an agility. If you have an idea and you've designed it and you've done it with a customer in mind and with the customers, we have everything you need to go fast. We've put PSD2 compliance in place in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So that all that stuff, the engineering, hard stuff, is in the platform.
Well, it's pretty impressive stuff, and I've spoken to a lot of banks, especially here at EBADay, and the big question is how they go forward in their transformation journey. But what I'd like to hear from you is how Epiphany fits into this. How are they helping banks in the space?
We kind of started touching on it. Epiphany's a full stack digital banking platform. It's got all of the layers that you need, and again, it insulates the development, the functional code from all that hard integration work with the core banking system. And so API layers are there, security layers are there, business functional, integration layers are there. All the pieces, anti-fraud, strong customer authentication, TPP management, everything is in there that you need to build an app and go. So that's why we think that's where we bring speed to the table. And we also bring all this functionality that you don't have to sit there and reinvent the wheel every time. So that's kind of my summarization, how we fit into open banking. We enable it. We empower people and we get them going quickly. But give us more of your visionary thoughts.
So actually we are about to release a new version of our platform, which will have several issues converging in one solution. And the first is the modernization, because banks have outdated the legacy system, is a fact, and they can go further. I mean, they already put the oxygen to those machines, so they need to modernize.
They're on life support.
Migrate is risky, and we know, like in the history, lots of failures. I mean, almost all. So the right approach is modernize. That's the first one. The second is the time to market given by enabling end-to-end. So we enable this end-to-end. And an issue that is now around is, fine, we have these 10 APIs in place, payment, account information. I need the landing. What do we do? So we built this new release to enable speed in the release of new interface, new APIs. So that's one issue, is the time to market in terms of development. Another is enable the collaboration between fintech, third-party, and banks. Right now, it's really not working. We are in banks, and every time a fintech goes there with a great product, the end result is, oh, now I have to integrate another interface. That's why we say full stack. We keep one promise. You're going to integrate once. And with the integration, we merge the other issue, which is modernization. So we do two things in one. So the bank can slowly, manage the risk and modernize their system while having a new digital platform that enables fast time to market. The design Joanne mentioned, we can have innovation lab, a sandbox. They can build their product. So there is a bank building products, there is fintech and TPP providing support or products as well. And then there is this modernization integration, which we have this promise only once. Not every time there is a use case, because we don't want to move the problem, we need to solve. Right now the problem is moving. The pressure went down to the IT guys in the banks, and they are not happy. So
they're all praising you, saying yes, but that's coming. Today, what we have today is we have customers that we've helped become PSD2 compliant, like I said, in 2 weeks, record time. We have all the TPP management solutions, we have all the security, we have 3 apps that you've already built on top of the platform, InstaPay, InstaScore, and account aggregation, so those already exist. So the platform's already there. What's coming is the bringing together of the fintech world and the banking world. So that's the next in the fall. he let a lot out of the bag here, but anyways, it's really exciting. So it's hard for us to kind of contain our excitement.
Well, I think it's safe to say watch this space.
Yeah.
Paolo, Joanne, thank you very much for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much. And
Epiphany
is really thankful that you allowed us to come on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.